right, people. Pimp Daddy put out a new video. And this one is about how to trigger a man's obsession with emotional coldness. Let's see what he has to say. And we're not going to pause it as much because I know you guys really hate when I pause it. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I'm taking it personal. So we're going to see how not pausing it, whether or not it affects the monetization. Because if there's one person I don't want to piss off, that's this motherfucker. Let's start with this video.
Okay, let's get evil. So I noticed something. A lot of women been watching these videos. I see the numbers. I read the comments. I know y'all are listening. And because of that, I'm going to give it to you straight. No fluff, no sweet talk, just raw, unfiltered game. The kind most men don't want you to hear, but I do. Because if you're going to play in the deep end, you might as well know the rules the sharks live by. Nothing scares a man more than a woman who knows how to disappear. I'm not talking ghosting out of spite. I'm talking silent power. A woman who can love you with her whole chest, who brings peace, who supports you, and still has the strength to walk without a sound when her standards are crossed. That's not weakness. That's control. See, when you're always around, always available, your value drops. Familiarity kills respect. But when you know how to pull back, to vanish from his routine, that's when he starts thinking, starts chasing, starts panicking. Because your absence does something your presence never could. It makes him miss you. It makes him imagine you with someone else. It makes him respect the space you left behind. People only respect what they fear losing. You want to be unforgettable? You don't give him more. You give him less. Strategic absence is louder than words. A woman who can go quiet forces a man to hear himself. But don't get it twisted. This ain't about pretending. It's about positioning. It's about understanding the balance. You bring genuine energy when it's time, but you're never scared to leave the table when the food gets cheap.
It's hard to do. And that's why if you're going to detach, you have to find other sources of happiness, because most likely, if you're the type of woman that attaches too intensely, too needy, too creepily, it's really because of just general internal unhappiness. Now, your ego can deceive you into thinking that the reason why you're unhappy is because you don't have a man or because he doesn't respect you, this or that. But at the core of it, your overreaction is because of unhappiness. Plain and simple. The only reason why an addict gets addicted to crack is because deep down they're unhappy. It is extremely difficult for you to get addicted to drugs if you're happy within yourself. It's almost impossible. In fact, Robert Greene even says it in The Art of Seduction about choosing, choosing the right victim. Art of Seduction. Watch this, right? It's about choosing and Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Why you gotta put that gun right there? Jesus Christ. All right. Look.
1. Choose the right victim.
I mean, why you gotta put that, though?
Everything depends on the target of your seduction. Study your prey thoroughly and choose only those who will prove susceptible to your charms. The right victims are those for whom you can fill a void, who see in you something exotic. They're often isolated or at least somewhat unhappy, perhaps because of recent adverse circumstances, or can easily be made so, for the completely contented person is almost impossible to seduce. The perfect victim has some natural quality that attracts you. The strong emotions this quality inspires will help make your seductive maneuvers seem more natural and dynamic. The perfect victim allows for the perfect chase. Throughout life, we find ourselves having to persuade people to seduce them. Some will be relatively open to our influence, if only in subtle ways, while others seem impervious to our charms. Perhaps we find this a mystery beyond our control, but that is an ineffective way of dealing with life. Seducers, whether sexual or social, prefer to pick the odds.
And that's why I say go for easy mode. Like, I don't know how, I always say go for easy mode. But easy is not good. Yes, it is. It's only your low self-esteem that doesn't see the beauty in going after the people who want you back. That to me is because so many people are delusional about their value, or they have a delusion about what makes them happy. They don't know what truly makes you happy. If you have low self-esteem, you're always going to look at what other people have to see whether or not you should have it. When in reality, high self-esteem will always look inward and not need other people's approval of your choice.
As often as possible, they go toward people who betray some vulnerability to them and avoid the ones who cannot be moved. To leave people who are inaccessible to you alone is a wise path. You can't seduce everyone.
But low self-esteem relies on winning people who don't like them as a way to be happy. They're still not over the fact that their parents rejected them. They're still not over the fact that their first love didn't love them. So they're seeking someone who to convince. They want to convince. That's truly at the core. But that's an illusion. You'll never truly get that.
On the other hand, you must actively hunt out the prey that responds the right way. This will make your seductions that much more pleasurable and satisfying.
Exactly. Yeah, let's go back to Mr. Pimp Daddy here.
Bring genuine energy when it's time, but you're never scared to leave the table when the food gets cheap. And that detachment, that's how you separate the men from the boys. The boys want control. They want you needy, emotional, off balance. The real ones want challenge. They want depth. They want a woman who can feel, but don't fold. The wild thing, the minute you stop begging, explaining, proving your worth, everything shifts. When you don't need him, when your peace don't depend on his presence, you become something rare. He starts watching what he says, starts wondering who you're texting, starts respecting your standards. But here's the kicker. This ain't just for him. This is for you. Because every time you walk away from someone who thought you never would, you rewire your self-worth. You remind yourself that you were the prize all along. Let him wonder where you went. Let him feel your absence. Don't announce your departure. Don't threaten it. Just dip. Disappear like a ghost and leave the silence loud enough to haunt him. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about power trips. This is about discipline. The kind of emotional discipline most women aren't taught.
Now, the reason why I prefer to leave it in silence is because if you do take him back and you guys are together again, he can't predict when you're gonna leave. All he remembers is that he was fucking up. He thought you didn't notice, and then all of a sudden you left. So if you guys go back together, he's gonna be walking on eggshells because he already considers you unpredictable. You left out of nowhere. Yeah, you were observing it, but you weren't showing it. You see, people, this is why that I look so much more toxic compared to that girl, Anna. Like, I'm watching all of these other psychologists, and I'm like, Alexis, you really are toxic. Holy shit. All right, let's continue.
But should be the kind that this isn't about revenge. This isn't about power trips. This is about discipline. The kind of emotional discipline most women aren't taught, but should be. The kind that says, I can love you, but I will never need you more than I need my peace. And if he circles back, and many do, you don't jump. You observe. You let him earn your presence again. You make him feel that space you left. Because that space, that's where your power lives. You want the real game? Don't just learn how to attract. Learn how to detach. The woman who can walk away without burning the room down. That's the one they remember. That's the one they lose sleep over. So keep your love warm, your standards cold, and your absence sharp like a blade. Let them feel what it's like when the sun don't rise for them anymore.
Yeah. I think that's the most important lesson with anything, actually. It's not tolerating anything that lowers your mood, anything that makes you unhappy, anything that lowers your self-esteem. Don't tolerate it. This is why I tell people, if somebody cheated on you, don't stay with them. Because, like, man, when you stay with someone that cheats, over time, your self-esteem is going to deteriorate. Your confidence and your belief in men will deteriorate. And it'll ruin your next relationship. I know a lot of you guys are with people who cheated, and you have to track their phone. I know, I'm watching you right now. You can't do that. You're fucking up your future relationships. You got to leave. And look, I'm gonna start doing this public service announcement because I'm starting to notice. I read an article about addiction, gambling, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, a lot of people that are watching my videos right now, unfortunately, have addictions, right? Not all of you guys, but, drugs, So I know I joke around, I joke about a lot about crack, but alcoholism does a lot. And it's like, you know, if you're in that, get some help. You know, I believe that the best thing you could do is check out and consider AA. That'll help. Take this as a sign from God talking to you. And yeah, man, I just wanted to put that just in case, because I understand addiction is the silent killer of society. And a lot of my followers, a lot of them are good, but a lot of them are going through stuff, and I just want to say that to people, you know, that there's hope. Right. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think. Look, man, if you guys want to learn about this, check out emotional mastery, man. Because emotional mastery is a course that I created to help you guys detach. If you struggle with this, if you struggle with giving people space, then that just means you gotta practice. You gotta have a spiritual practice. Like, spiritual practices are meant to see through the illusion of emotions. You know, when you tell your friends don't text them, but they can't because they're so creepy and needy, you know, you'll be able to have that type of detachment where you're able to see yourself from your friend's point of view. And usually when you're able to do that, you have more control over yourself, more control over your emotions. So this course is meant to give you mastery over your emotions so that you can stop being so creepy and needy. So you could purchase it for $99 in the description down below. And if you don't like it, you could just get 30-day money back guarantee. It's no big deal. Father Alex gives refunds. I'm not going to close the channel. In fact, I've only gotten 2 or 3 refund requests this year. I mean, bro, I don't know what to say about that. That's unbelievable, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. I literally have to check just in case because I'm like, it's impossible. So many people are asking for refunds. Incredible. So thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.